Hey, yo, what's up, guys? Zaid here, bringing you yet another episode of Zaid's Experience. This is going to be episode 2 on the coffee run series. And today we're going to be visiting the very famous Dark Horse coffee roaster here in beautiful San Diego. So let's check that out.
Let's live life without regrets. Girl, put your faith in me, even though we just met. Let's forget about a curfew, cause all that is stuck in my head. It's me and you, pulse speed and my heart is racing, but I'm not sure I wanna pace it, cause it only does this with you. Our bodies meet, I can feel the tension, move us into the next dimension. Let's just let our bodies be true. We make out for the thrill of it, mess around for the thrill of it. Don't stop now, never let this end. For the thrill of it, we can have with no regret. Woo.
That is the one thing I do like about Dark Horse Coffee. It's not only is their merchandise on point, but they are super consistent. Any of the locations that you go to, like, the coffee is on point. Like, the bean is always, it feels like the bean is always the same everywhere. And the guys that handle it apparently know what they're doing, because I mean, the consistency is just super awesome. With a lot of coffee shops, it's a little bit of a hit or miss. A lot of the times you'll either get burned coffee or you'll get coffee that's just a little awkward and it's not the same as what you always taste. And it's not because they changed the bean or anything like that, but something happened during the roasting process or during the making process that has changed, and so the coffee varies a lot. I consistently come to Dark Horse Coffee for that same reason. The coffee is always the same. It's always awesome. I tend to visit the other location, the one by Adams Avenue. That's the one I usually hang around. And this one I like. They have a lot more merchandise on this store, but the other shop is super small, super kind of cozy. Has like a little bit less tables, but there's a lot more to do in my opinion. Here you got a couple of things that you can go ahead and do. Well, there's actually several things that you can go ahead and do. Downtown is super close by. It's only a couple of blocks down. And from there, I mean, San Diego is your oyster. But other than that, Adams Avenue, there's a lot of cool little places you can go ahead and visit. And in my opinion, I really like what you can do over there as opposed to here. But that's just personal preference. This is situated in an awesome location. If you're going off of the freeway, you can literally just get off the freeway and it's right around the corner. It's, heck, 100 feet from the corner from where you exit from the freeway. That's pretty awesome. And I mean, if you're on a road trip or something like that, I mean, I usually get off the freeway on a road trip just to get gas, and Shell station's right here, and while I'm at it, I'll go get a coffee. Perfect excuse. Another thing that I really like about Dark Horse Coffee is their merchandise. Their merchandise is on point. The design is awesome. I mean, as you guys have seen by now, there's a lot of things that have that horse on it, but the horse variations are ridiculous. A lot of times you go to coffee shops and they'll go ahead and they'll put like just their same logo, in one way only. That's it, like same logo on all their shirts, just different colors. You got red, you got white. No, these guys go ahead and just go crazy with it. They go ahead and switch up the horse. They switch up the horse's face. He's riding sometimes. Sometimes he has like a suit on. Sometimes he has it's awesome. And then even the coffees are named after really kind of like crazy stuff. Like one of my favorite ones is Dark Harmonics. That one tastes super awesome. And the Fruit Party, that's also one of my favorites. I think that's no airplanes here, but a bunch of motorcycles. I think that's one of my favorite things, that they go ahead and mess around with all the packaging. They mess around with all the little pictures that they have. But Fruit Party and the Dark Harmonics are my favorite coffees. It's like the perfect two blends for different times of the day. Fruit Party I really like in the morning. It's a little bit more fruitier, a little bigger. And Dark Harmonics is just a really odd blend of, I don't know, you guys gotta try it. It's super awesome. It's a really nice roast. I like both of them a lot. The only problem is that you finish this way too quickly. yet another reason why I like Dark Horse Coffee Roaster is the value of the coffee is not insanely priced. A lot of times you go into a lot of coffee places and for some reason they skyrocket the price of the coffee. It's insane. But here, it's super cheap. It's cheap in comparison. It's almost like $1.50 off sometimes on some of the drinks in comparison to other places, and yet the quality is still pretty high. That's super cool. Props, Dark Horse. It might sound like a small thing, but if you're a consistent coffee addict like I am, it starts to add up pretty quickly. You start realizing, oh, I'm consuming a lot more than maybe I can afford. It's like coffee gambling. The other thing that I love as well is that when I'm recording and there's a bunch of people here, they're all staring like, who's the guy with the camera? What's he doing? Oh, he's a YouTuber. With that said, a lot of times you do go ahead and find some people that are super awesome, which is kind of crazy. You find a lot of like-minded people that also maybe do some of the YouTuber thing, or maybe they do a lot of the Instagram thing. You'll find those people a lot around these coffee shops. And plus you get a bunch of coffee with that and coffee art, latte art, all that stuff. Right now I wasn't able to get as many shots as I would have liked to from the baristas doing their coffee thing, but that's because there's such a big influx of people all the time that it's kind of hard for them to be like, hey, go ahead and check this out, or go ahead, I'm doing this or that. And you also kind of have to develop the relationship with some baristas. Also, if you guys are down here by the one in 25th Street, there's another barber shop over in the back that you guys can go ahead and visit just in case you guys need to go ahead and cut your hair. And there's a salon there as well. So the place is called Tiger Eye. Go ahead and check them out. They're right here. So right here, right next to the Dark Horse Coffee Roaster, there's an ice cream place that is owned by the guys that own the Dark Horse Coffee Roasting Shop. I hear it's awesome, and I see no reason why we can't go ahead and take a peek, right? Yeah, man. Awesome. Cool. What's your name, man?
I'm Sam.
Sam?
Yeah.
Zaid. Nice to meet you.
What is it? Zaid?
Zaid.
Zaid?
Yeah.
I do videography as well.
Do you do some videography as well, or?
No, I just eat them on ice cream. Over here.
I don't know where.
You found her at Whole Foods?
Yeah, I was gonna name her Quinoa because I found her at Whole Foods. She was like running under all the cars frantically. And I picked her up and I was like, I think that you need a home.
Well, it's awesome that she found you.
And now she's stuck with me forever.
No, but I've done it. So on Thanksgiving, I had
But definitely come and check out this location down here, guys. It's Dark Horse Coffee Roasters down here by 25th Street. It's super close to downtown. It's right off of the 94. But I am definitely done with this location. Let's go to the other one. Now this spot I really dig. But again, like I told you guys, if there's one thing I would say about Dark Horse Coffee is that they are consistent. Their coffee is super, super consistent. You can get the exact same cup of coffee at Adams Avenue as you would get down at 25th Street. It tastes exactly the same. Maybe just a little bit depending on the barista, right? But I mean, the roasters I think do a pretty awesome job of keeping the coffee consistent. Now everything's gone silent.
We were just going around
I don't know, I like the spot a lot better. It's a lot warmer, it's a lot cozier, it's a little bit more of a homey feeling, and plus they got a bunch of dead butterflies up on the wall. So once again, guys, thanks for joining me on another episode of Sade's Experience. Please go ahead, comment, like, and subscribe. Drop a couple of lines below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and go ahead and click that bell. That way you guys get notified every time I come up with a new video. But as far as today, guys, I'm all caffeinated up. This is my 4th cup of coffee today, and I am spent. So Dark Horse Coffee Roasters, guys. Go ahead and check them out. Zade out. Peace.